Well, here we are at Kroger. I'm gonna go in here and get my roasted chicken. It's already cooked for my chicken and dumplings. We've got our chicken for our chicken and dumplings. We're gonna get in the truck and head home and make those dumplings. We're gonna squish it up in this Ziploc bag and all the chicken will come right off the bone. Wings, legs, thighs, breast. It's a lot cleaner way to do it too. Don't get it all over your hands that much. What do you think? We've got 64 ounces of water in our bucket. We're gonna add a can of cream of celery soup. We're gonna add 64 ounces of chicken broth. There's Miss Alice coming right up here. We've got our eye turned on, medium high. All this good chicken that we took off the bone, we're going to put it in this. Add a tablespoon of black pepper. May look like a lot, but it'll stir up good. Half a tablespoon of onion powder and a half a tablespoon of garlic. And we're going to sprinkle a little bit of extra thyme in there. As that's heating up, we're going to make our dough for our dumplings. And then we're going to drop those in this boiling broth, and I'll show you how to do that. So stick around. We're going to make our dough for our dumplings, and this is how I do it. It works for me. Hope it works for you. But it's a little bit different than the biscuit recipe and the biscuit dough. I'm going to take a cup of self-rising frozen flour out of the freezer, and we've got a cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of all-purpose, and 1 cup of self-rising. Then we're going to grate 6 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to get our trusty grater. Use the big holes in the grater right there. See the little big holes? Got little ones over there, big ones over here. You want to use the big ones. You could use the little ones, but it takes longer. Use the big ones for my biscuits, which everybody's liked. I appreciate you watching the videos on the biscuits, and hope you enjoy these dumplings, because I never thought I could make dumplings until I just tried it, and then doggone it works. So what I'll do is cut off 3 tablespoons off of this half a stick right here, and that'll leave me 1 tablespoon left. See there, little chunk. And I'll take another half a stick so I can hold on to it. It's the main reason. I'll take another half a stick, and I'll go ahead and grate 3 tablespoons of that butter, frozen butter. I meant to tell you, I keep this in the freezer so when you grate it, it comes off in chunks. That's how you want it to come off, in chunks. That's a little secret that you can do. And you'll grate 3 of these, because it's 4, it's half a stick, it's 4 tablespoons. You'll grate 3 of them in your flour. And you got 1 left, see there? We'll put that to the side. So how many is that? That's 6 tablespoons of butter. And that's 2 cups of flour. 1 self-rising and 1 plain flour. Put that aside. Now, we're going to add 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Some people say, I got comments last time when I made biscuits that I work my dough too much. Well, maybe I do, but the way the biscuits came out, and hopefully the way these dumplings will come out, they'll be like they're supposed to be. It's a little bit wet right now, see? Can you tell that's wet? Now see if it's too wet. All you gotta do is add some more flour. I'll add a little bit of all-purpose, and I'll add a little bit of self-rising. Why would you use half of all-purpose and half of self-rising? Well, the reason I do it is I want my dumplings, I don't want them to be all fluffed out and just tear apart. I want them to kind of stay together. We'll put a little flour on there. We'll flip that over. See, I'm not really pressing it all that much. I want to keep it where it won't stick to my paper. Some people don't use paper, that's okay. We're going to be rolling this out. Our broth is over there, just cooking on the, and then I can take it this way. I got room to roll it that way. We'll roll it out pretty thin, according to how you like your dumplings. That looks really good. Now we're going to put a little bit of salt on here. We're going to put a little pepper on here. Just a little, not too bad. Now we're going to take this little pizza cutter. You know what that is. And we're going to cut some strips along through here. Don't have to be exact. We may have more dumplings than we need, but that's okay. I'd rather have too many to put in the pot than not enough. We may not use all these, we may. It's just according. Now I'm kind of going crooked on them. And I'm not doing that on purpose, it just kind of happened that way. But that's the way we're doing it. Now that looks really good. Let's put some flour on top of that. Now, we've got a bunch of these little guys. We're just going to flip them over. The reason I'm flipping them over is I'm going to put some flour on the back side, and I don't want them to be sticking to my paper. And I'll put the description or the recipe in the description below. If you like my channel, if you like those biscuits that I made, and you like the roast that we're going to cook and show you how to do that. If you like my ribeye steaks that are really good, I got a video on ribeye steaks, then subscribe to my channel and I'll show you some more stuff that we do around here on Cedar Ridge. Life on Cedar Ridge, man, it's good. Our broth is over there, it's just about boiling. That's what we want it to do. You see what we're doing, we're turning these over. They got flour on the bottom side now instead of the top side. So I'm going to put a little flour on top of these guys, and that's going to be okay. So we got these all ready. Now look here. All you do, if you got them in paper like that, you just roll these guys up, and they're going to stay separate because they got that dry flour on them. See there? Look at that. And that flour is going to add fullness and taste to our broth. All right, let's go to our broth and let's drop. I'm going to take my chicken out of my broth because I need some room for these dumplings to go in here. Where in the world is all that chicken? I think, well, chicken and dumplings might be too much trouble, but I don't think it is. I think it's worth the effort. We'll turn this up just a little bit because when we start dropping those dumplings in there, the temperature, look at that, flour all over me. The temperature of the broth is going to go down when we start dropping those dumplings in there. You can see this thing coming up off of that. See it starting to boil? So what we're going to do, we're going to drop these little dumplings down in here. I want it to be hot. I want it to be boiling. I'll drop them down in there, right around the sides. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. So I want it to be hot. See, these are just little, thin, small, bite-sized dumplings that'll just melt in your mouth when you start eating them. They're really good. They're covered with dough, but see, that's the way I want them. I don't want them sticky to my hands, and I don't want them. I want that flour, extra flour, to make my broth a little thicker. It just makes it so good. Man, it's looking good. If I can do this, anybody can do it. I love to see the results. The satisfaction to me in creating something out of ingredients that you put together, and it just makes it good. Now see how those are all in there? What we're gonna do is shake our pan a little bit. Look at those dumplings. Oh my stars alive. Just shake it back and forth a little bit. That's the way they should be doing. See how good they're looking? You're gonna run out of space because these things float to the top. So I kind of throw them in there. I find a little hole and I'll throw them in there. Like I said, we may have too many. What we may have to do with the rest of this, we may have to make some cinnamon rolls. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. Making homemade cinnamon rolls. They're really good too. So if you like what we're doing, if you cook these dumplings and they don't turn out right, it's not my fault. I don't know whose fault it is. Could be your husband's, could be your wife, could be your kids got in the way or something. But I like plenty of dumplings. I want a dumpling in every bite. If it has chicken in it, that's just a bonus. Man, we're going to use about probably 3/4 of the dumpling mix that we mixed up. So you could probably use one. If you do one chicken, you could probably do 1 cup of flour, but you have to do a 1/2 cup of self-rising and a 1/2 cup of plain if you do just 1 cup total. See how I'm shaking that? If you start stirring your dumplings, you're gonna mess up. You got to just shake your bowl. Leave it flat on your eye right there and shake them. I've got one little piece right there that doesn't have juice on it. I may have to kind of poke him in there. See, those are dumplings. They're staying separated. And I think we've got enough in there. What do you think? And with everything we've got in there, we got a few. See how many we got left? There's not many. So we'll set that to the side. And these other 2 tablespoons of butter, we're going to drop these guys in there. They'll melt. They add to the flavor. You may say, well, that's too much butter. It adds to the cholesterol. Well, if you don't want to add that butter, you don't have to. But man, does it add flavor to your chicken and dumplings. We about got these things ready to eat. Look at that, son. That is somewhere good. But we got some chicken and dumplings coming here. Those little pieces of stuff on there is thyme. And you don't have to put the thyme in if you don't like thyme. If you don't want thyme in there, you can take it out. Now, I'm gonna try to ease this chicken back in there. We're just gonna put it back in there. I didn't take all of it out. I just took enough out to make room for my dumplings. All right. We have got some chicken and dumplings that'll just knock your socks off. I can't wait to dig into it. I hope you can make them like this, and they taste as good as ours taste. We'll turn that eye off. And if you like it, subscribe. Make your chicken and dumplings. If an old man like me can do it, anybody can do it, I'm telling you. Oh, don't even have room for my lid. Look at that. Going all over the place. Those are ready to eat. Well, thanks for viewing this chicken and dumpling recipe and video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy making them. They'll taste really good if you'll try this recipe. I guarantee it. If they don't turn out good, then it's not my fault. But this is the way I do it here on Cedar Ridge. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel and be watching. I'm gonna cook a chuck roast. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time and we'll see you then. Just thought I'd let you know I did come back and add that other chicken. Thanks and have a good evening.